Hey guys, just want to look at the markets here real quick. I'm just getting back into town. As far as FX goes, I was talking about this morning. Let's stay with the dollar long position, longer term. We can trade gold long against it as well. I'll do gold in a second, but like we talked about last week, we made a higher high above these highs from late July, early August. And I wanted to see how we closed this week out, and we actually did make a higher high. So this is bullish. We were consolidating, and now you have to go with this thinking that we can follow through, at least back into par 100 and maybe make new higher highs. All right, so I like being long. I like buying dips on the hourly and 4 hour. And then where we're wrong, if you're buying this weekly candle, you can put your stop right below these lows from 2 weeks ago. Right, that'll be right underneath these bands. It's nice tight risk, and maybe we fan out again and have a nice longer term move. Same thinking, or the reverse thinking in the euro then, right? Look how this started to break down. So I hit some down last week on the weekly level, even though we were oversold on the hourly. And I'm willing to sell bounces again. So you can see that this was the bottom of the range, 111 and a half. You broke these lows, so all of these lows here, these prior lows, is now going to be resistance. And that will come in right into play with the 200 and pi on the hourly. So that's going to be another great place to sell longer term. All right, so we're a little bit oversold into Sunday night. You get a bit of a bounce. If we see 110 and a half, though, I want to be a seller again, or add to the position, short position. And then dollar yen, I still think the next move here is higher. But we don't have to really anticipate too much. We just trade what it is, right? So if you get above 104 and a half, 105, then you're going to probably see this move to the 200 or maybe as far as pi on the daily, which is 112 and 3/4. So still waiting for a move above 104, 105. Still short euro, New Zealand dollar. Made some nice sales last week. And now we're getting some follow through back to the bottom of the intermediate term range. So if you actually drew a regression channel here, might as well draw it. You'll see, all right guys, we're back toward the bottom of the range. So if you're short, cover some down here, but I still like a core short there long term. And then do have a new position here, pretty much bought near the lows. All right, reason being we're back to the lower bands here within an uptrend, so that was a good place to buy. We were oversold in the cycle, and now we're starting to see some profits there. So I did take some off today on the mobile when I was in the airport, and this is right around into the 30-day. So this is the right spot to take some profits. And then, we'll re-enter on the hourly and 4 hour. But you see how this is all starting to turn up intermediate term? So still bullish there, I like that. As far as gold, I'm being pretty patient gold and being patient the long bond. I think we went through a major level at 1308. On a closing basis, I was using 1311. It's all the same area. We broke, you get the flush. The market seems to just be going sideways here, and I think we may have one more move down in the 1200 area. All right, so I'm a small longs, just out of the money, but I want to really pick up my size back in here. And then I'll add to the gold miners, junior gold miners, and it's the same thing on silver. All right. And then lastly here for this evening, oil. It hasn't really done anything wrong. You can see just by looking at the 8-period moving average, the direction, it shows you the most recent trend. So that's been up, and now we're trying to move sideways up here. So we sold 2 weeks ago Friday. What I sold that Friday, I took off on the Monday when we traded above this high. And so I'm waiting again for a break to new lower lows on the hourly and 4 hour, which would be below 49.5, and then I'll pick up my short exposure again. So I'm out of the money, and I'm just waiting to increase my short position here. I'm trying to be patient. So maybe it's a move to 52, 53 again first before we head back lower. If we look at the weekly cycle, we're close. So maybe we're going to get this next cycle down. Just maybe it's not quite there yet. We'll see. We'll see. Maybe this is 2 or 3 days out. But pay attention to 49.5. That's kind of my trigger point on the hourly. All right, you can see that here. Higher lows, higher lows. You have pi here. So we really need price to get back below pi and again break to new lower lows, and then you can be more aggressive on the short side. All right, guys, we'll be up early. We'll talk to you in the morning.